Welcome back to Robert Loyale, where I show you the ins and outs of graphic design as it pertains to t-shirts, logos, and GIF animations. And today I was sent a very interesting post, but what makes this post interesting is that it came from BELLACANVAS. This is pretty much one of those retailers that are pretty good at what they do, and you would feel blessed to wear one of their t-shirts. If you ever get the chance to design on a t-shirt made from BELLACANVAS, just do it. It's the most amazing shirt you'll ever do. Your brand will thank you. The people who buy your t-shirts will thank you. This shirt retailer is amazing, so definitely check them out. However, today I want to talk about this 10 tips of starting a clothing line from BELLACANVAS. Now, I want to go on record and say that I have a video series of me actually talking about some of the things to start your clothing line, but this right here should follow the same steps. Now, I want to be able to compare and contrast some of the stuff that I talked about and some of the stuff that they're talking about. So let's see how similar we are when it comes to these tips. Now, if you guys are excited about this, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, you just kind of found me through like the algorithm shifts and stuff like that, then go ahead and subscribe, because I do this all the time. I like to invite you to just go ahead and check out my channel and just catch some value. And if you have any comments or questions, just leave it in the comment section below. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So diving right into this, they start off by saying you need to know who you should design for. And that's pretty much what I started off with my first video. You need to know exactly who you're designing for. You need to know if you're designing for a little girl, a little boy, you know, teenagers, maybe adults, maybe grandparents or stuff like that. And they kind of say the same thing. Before you begin the process, you need to think about who you're designing for. Whether it's a woman, a man, a child, adults, you need to think about what these people want and represent it in the clothing. You know, it's easy just to make a shirt for nurses and stuff like that. But what kind of nurse, you know who you're designing for, know your audience, make sure you do that. Number one is 100% true. I'm on board with them. Now, number two is what fabrics will you be using? And that's a good question, because if your brand is based off of something, if you're going after like maybe a grandmother, or if you're going after a child, you want something that's soft. And like I said, BELLACANVAS is awesome for that stuff. They have some of the best t-shirts you're gonna get, some of the best feeling t-shirts you're gonna get, and they should feel good wearing it. You will feel good wearing these t-shirts. They say right here, people want to buy t-shirts that they're actually gonna wear. If I'm gonna make a t-shirt and I want to wear it to bed, I'm pretty sure I'm going to want something soft. If I'm going to wear a t-shirt and I want to go hoop in it, I should feel comfortable in my t-shirt, right? Look for fabrics that uses 100% combed and ring spun cotton. I'm pretty sure that's something that feels soft and feel like silk maybe. But BELLACANVAS, that's pretty much saying that they want you to wear that, or at least try to use that. But if not, check out their flowy and triblend collections if you really want to impress your customers. Fabric is 100% necessary to try to figure out, because if you can figure out what you like early, then you can pretty much price your stuff around that and you'll pretty much be set. Your branding will be set and your money will pretty much look even throughout the entire year. Get feedback, and that's something that we all need to do. They say email friends, co-workers, and family and stuff like that your designs before you release them to the public. What I like to do is I like to just take a picture of it and upload it to my Instagram. So if you guys are not following my Instagram, definitely follow me. I like to get my feedback from like other people or people inside of my niche and stuff like that. So I like to get feedback. I like to know what people like, and then I go from there. Like they said, they want you to send emails out to your family and stuff like that. Just kind of get an idea of what people like and don't like. There's nothing better than the honest feedback to help create a product that people are going to love. And then order samples and send them to your friends, basically. Number 4, think about quality. Now, this is something that I really don't want anybody to skip out on, because, I mean, this is kind of tying into number 2 up here. But basically, if you're going to buy a t-shirt from like the store or something like that, think about how your printing is going to do. Think about how people are going to feel when they put this shirt on. You know, it's always cool to have something cheap, but to have something that's well put together or cost a pretty penny that's gonna make people feel like, hey, this brand actually cares about me and how I feel in this cotton, that's gonna matter in the long run. Now, they're saying that while the design might look nice, quality of the t-shirt is also important. You definitely want to check out their fast fashion. They have a lot of cool t-shirts in there. There's one of them right now in there that I'm loving. It's like a hoodie slash t-shirt with little pockets and stuff like that on it. I want to do some designs on that, because that's something I haven't seen too much. And I think that if I can manipulate that in a way, or put some designs together on that. Now, 100%. They're not like, you know, the Old Navies or the American Eagles or anything. You just can't buy one t-shirt. I mean, you will buy bulk orders of t-shirts, and that's not always cheap if you're starting out, but it is something that you can work up towards. Definitely start thinking about quality. I feel like when it comes down to it, Bella Canvas is quality. It's the best that you can get. Like I said, very soft, very good feeling or whatnot. Designs print on it pretty well. As you can see on the side over here, people have been putting up designs and they just been liking this stuff, so definitely want to check that out. Number 5 is choose the best printer. Now I can't agree with this more. Like sometimes I'm using like a t-shirt press, and you know, that's everybody's done it. You know, you pretty much make a PNG and then you get that printed out or whatnot, and then you put that on the press machine, and depending on if the person pressing the shirt is good or not, they'll either mess it up or they'll do something good for you. Sometimes you need a screen printer, you know, sometimes you need a DTG, but just make sure that the ink that they're using is something that you're gonna use, like something that's gonna sustain. Make sure that it's at good quality. You want to look out for that. Now here they're saying that while there are tons of shops out there, not all of them are created equal. Some use water-based ink, others use plastisol. You know, there is a difference in that. You want to at least think about this stuff when you're going to ask for like printers and stuff like that. BELLACANVAS says if you need a recommendation, let them know and they can help you connect with some awesome printers around the world. Market your tees. Now this is where I stopped on my, I guess, my video series, because I haven't been able to put this one together because I'm still in the process of doing some things. But once you get your shop together, once you got your shirts out there, once you pretty much got your inventory ready, it's pretty much time to start marketing your t-shirts. Now their way of doing it is pretty much running ads, running pre-sales, and you know, pretty much working the social media, pretty much emailing it out and all that stuff. And that's cool because, you know, if you're on the internet, you can live on the internet, right? I kind of feel like you should take your stuff off the internet and then funnel it back on. That's the key word here, funneling. I remember I used to work at this thing called Wake Up Now, and if anybody knows anything about that business, leave me your experience in the comment section below. This should be fun and funny. But I used to do this thing called Wake Up Now, and everybody was living on the internet with that stuff, and it pretty much grew into a bad reputation because everybody was posting things like their money and all that stuff. It's not something that I would want to do, but what I ended up doing was I ended up taking my business off the internet and started funneling it back on. So what I would do is I'll print up flyers and I'll put up like hand flyers and stuff like that and posters, and I would just post it around the city and stuff like that. And then that's how I gained my success, because they saw it somewhere on the internet and then they looked at the flyer and they was like, you know what, maybe I should give this a go. So think about that sometimes. Maybe you shouldn't be on the internet. Maybe you should just have a website and just use social media as like social proof. So anytime anybody takes a picture of your shirts or anything like that, or they write a good review, you can have that on Facebook and all that stuff, and you can, you know, make a blog post about that. But then, you know, you have a website where people can go buy stuff from you and all that stuff. You have like a flyer that brings people to the website and brings people to the social media proof and stuff like that. That's how that works. I mean, have you ever got that mail from like Old Navy that they always send out to people's houses and stuff like that? That's pretty much saying, you know, here's the newest deal. Maybe you should think about that stuff. I agree with this point. You need to market your tees. And number 7 is see what sells. Now this goes back to like my A/B testing and stuff like that, but I mean, they have a different take on this, but usually this is something that you want to do. So and it's kind of like that A/B testing, like I was telling you earlier, where if you put one thing out and then you put like another variation out on it or something like that, you want to see what does better. So if the variation is doing better than the actual first one that you put out, then that's what you want to go with. If the first one that you put out is doing better than the variation, then you want to roll with that. But whatever people like, just go with it. That's just bare bones minimum of it. You know, just do that. And a lot of people on YouTube actually do this. So they'll put out 2 videos, right? They'll put out like a video out on Monday and they'll put out a video on Tuesday. If the video on Tuesday outshines the video on Monday, that's what they're going to continue to go with. And that's kind of what people in the design community do. So once you get your tees on the market, see what sells, and then you know how to grow your profits. Basically, whatever you have that's out there is valuable. Whatever that they like, that's the value. Definitely sell both of them, but just remember that the one that does the best, that's your money maker, and don't forget that. Now number 8, time is everything. Decide whether you want to make this a full-time project or a side thing to start. In the first year of business, many founders don't draw a salary. So plan ahead. If this is a side project, there's a lot less pressure, but be sure to devote the right amount of time to your business. Okay, so basically what they're saying here is that if this is a business for you, if this is something that you feel like is gonna make you money and you wanna do this full time, then do it full time. If it's a side business, then make sure you put in enough hours to where it can be full time at some point in time. You don't want to just play around with your time, because time is everything. You can be making money doing something different. Just make sure that you're ready to commit to this, because as a person who's doing this is something that's hard to do, you know. So this does take a lot of time. You do have to plan out your projects and plan out your audience and then plan out your designs and pretty much put the money towards getting all this stuff printed. And it doesn't work out all the time. Like you're gonna fail almost. So what they say is you're gonna fail almost 90% of the time. Now 110% is when you're gonna succeed. Are you investing enough time to figure out, are you gonna fail? Or are you gonna invest enough time to see if you're gonna be a success? Number 9, get legal. And this is something that I kind of try to talk to everybody when it comes down to me doing designs for them, because yeah, your business can grow fast, right? Like they said, your business can grow fast. So be sure to do things right. And I like to tell people who are doing copyright designs that you might want to talk to people first, or you might want to get your lawyer together, because if you get that cease desist, if you get that package that says you're served and all that stuff, you might feel pretty bad, because what you thought was free will end up being $100,000, maybe $500,000 in a fine, and you don't want that to happen. As a matter of fact, you want to make sure everything is good. And I'm not even just talking about fines. You have like taxes that you got to pay. Like you got things that you got to take care of before you do anything. That's just something that you kind of need to keep in your mind. And number 10 is just pretty much bank on it. So are you gonna make your money? I like to make my money online, so I will be needing a PSP, a IMA, and PPC and stuff like that. You just need to make sure that you have all that together. How are you gonna take money? How are you gonna send money? Are you gonna pay yourself? Just make sure you have it all together. And that's pretty much it, you guys. So I pretty much agree with all 10 of these. This is stuff that I want to talk about a little bit more. I've already kind of talked about some of this stuff already, like I said, but I like to talk a little bit more about marketing your t-shirts and, you know, seeing what sells, the A/B testing and stuff like that. I will have somebody soon come up on my channel to talk a little bit more about them legal problems and issues that you can probably get as far as like copyright and stuff like that. I did do a video about the genders kind of messing that up for people, but if you guys want to check that video, it'll be in the description box below. But I hope you guys learned something. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you just fell in love with this stuff, check out BELLACANVAS. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna tell you guys to subscribe to me or anything like that. I already did that in the beginning. Just go ahead and check out BELLACANVAS. They got their own YouTube channel and they're pretty much out there, and they're talking about other things like screen printing versus DTG. Now DTG is a new kind of concept actually, and they pretty much hopped on that, so you definitely want to check them out. They do a lot of good stuff. If you post something on their comments, they'll respond to you. They give you a lot of information, a lot of value. You want to check them out as soon as possible. And if you have any comments for me or anything about this video, let me know in the comment section below. I'll definitely be able to answer that for you. We'll have some type of conversation. Like I said, the ACA community is amazing, and I want everybody to join and be part of this. So with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So stay amazing, stay creative, but above all else, stay awesome.